Very good. Let's get started. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on when you are, where you are. Danny Beit-Or here. We're gonna start with our session about real estate investing, which we hold every week on Friday at 11 a.m., 11 in the morning, Pacific time, California time. I speak in English because this is open to the public, and we have speakers from multiple areas around the country. Actually, not just the country, other parts of the world as well. So that's why I'm doing this in English. For those of you who are wondering, why is this guy speaking with an accent and not in his mother tongue? That's the main reason. We are doing this session with a clear purpose to engage with you, have an opportunity for you to ask questions regarding real estate investing, share information, teach you, educate you, all of the above. It's being recorded in 3 formats: straight live on Facebook, straight live on YouTube, and to our podcast. So when this is done, it's going to be distributed at least to three of those channels. We have a very extensive knowledge-based YouTube channel. You're most welcome to check it out. There's tons of videos there I've been putting for years about real estate investing, mostly in English. Some of them are in Hebrew. With that said, I want to just let you know 2 things. Next week on Tuesday evening, 6 p.m. Pacific time, we're doing a webinar. A webinar is not going to be here. It's going to be held on on a different platform. It's a teaching class about how to not only get started with investing, but how to move even faster. Meaning, how do we start? What are the fundamentals, of investing? How do we depending on your question? That's coming up Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, in a few days, next week, 6 p.m. If you are not available to participate due to the time zone difference, you're most welcome to register. And once we hold the session, we record it, we send you the link to watch the recording, no problem at all. So we only share with those who register the recording once it's done. The other thing I want to mention is in a week from today, the topic for the next, I'm a little bit excited about it. The topic of next week Facebook Live session is going to be how to buy properties or flip properties at the live auction. I'm excited to come back into this arena of buying at the live auction, which I have done years back, probably in 2012 and 13 and 14. Maybe even 2011, I bought plenty of properties at the live auction, and then for a few years we steered away for that for various reasons. We are coming back into that court, to that territory, and we are starting next week to buy at the auction properties. So I'm gonna share with you the process, what it takes, what entails, what's included. So that's coming up in 1 week from today. On Friday, the Facebook session. With that said, I want to talk on today's topic. Today's topic is actually how to invest using your retirement account money. And I'm going to mainly focus on those of you who live in the States or have retirement funds in the US. Now, a lot of us put money, many times when I talk to investors, and I asked, and by the way, if you have questions, by all means, put them on the chat. I'll take them as I'm done with the topic. So I'll be happy to answer questions that are directly related to the topic or indirectly related to the topic. Hopefully, we can keep it within real estate investing altogether. Many times when I speak to investors in what we call the strategy session, it's a one-on-one session that we hold just to get things cleared and questions answered and address concerns. That's how we start the process of working with investors. They come up and say, you know what, Danny, I have no money or very little money available to invest. I would like to buy more. I'm not sure how to go about it. And then when we start exploring, very quickly we find out that they do have funds available in a retirement account. Maybe that's something they've been contributing to over the years through their employer, and it's kind of build up some funds over the years. And those funds, if positioned correctly, can be used towards investing in real estate, actually not just real estate, investing in many ways. It's usually referred to, the common name is a self-directed IRA or retirement account. There are very few formats how to go about it. If you're self-employed, it may be a 401k. If you are an employee, it's an IRA. So there are a few vehicles how to go about it. The first thing I want you to understand is if you have a retirement account and you are able to tap into that and utilize it in a different way, how you see fit, you can actually position your funds and use them to invest in real estate. Just by the name of it, self-directed IRA, tells you it's a self-directed. The whole point is you can decide what to do and how to invest your money. Now let's step back for a second and understand something. Typically, when you are an employee and you have a retirement account and you contribute and your employer contributes to that retirement account, your employer typically works with one or two custodians or companies. Sometimes it's Fidelity or Charles Schwab, and there are a few others, Vanguard, a few others. And those companies, third-party companies, are the one who manage your funds, your retirement funds. Now, they have investment guidelines, they have analysts, they have people who execute, and they may work with you in more specific or more general and say, okay, here's your portfolio. We have 20, 30, 40, 100, 200, whatever, $1,000 in it. And we're going to deploy it for you in the following scheme. 20% high risk, 80% medium risk, and 20% low risk. I'm just making it up, right? And they take care of it, right? They manage your portfolio, they manage your account. I'm sure most of you are familiar with it. Now, typically, as long as you are employed by this company, and again, I'm going to be, kind of speaking generalities because there could be specific situations or that are different than the generalities, of course. You are not able to touch those funds and self-direct them, right? Usually, your employer will not release the funds from that, third-party money manager to you, okay? Sometimes they may, but most times, from my experience, they won't. When you switch employer, typically it's an opportunity for you to move those funds either with you to the next employer or move it to a different location that you can actually manage it yourself. Now, what does it mean? It means, like, as by its name, self-directed. You can move your money into a third-party custodian that will not manage the money for you, that will hold the money for you, under the correct IRS code and regulation. So everything I'm telling you is completely legal, highly regulated. There are no surprises here. The third party is like a bank account. Let's just put it this way. It's a retirement fund, but you are able to self-direct, meaning you can actually decide what you want to do with that money. I can give you some examples. I have investors who purchased rental properties using their retirement money. Now, remember, when you have a retirement account and you are self-directing it is as if you just grew awkwardly another arm. You cannot benefit from that money directly, but your retirement account can benefit. So that means anything that happens in that transaction doesn't benefit you directly. It goes into the retirement account, and you can enrich it, you can enlarge it, you can do whatever you want with it. So here's a few examples. I have investors who purchase rental properties, all cash, from their retirement account money. So that means they went out, they bought a property, a rental property, and their retirement account is the owner of that property. So they are not direct owner. They control everything, but they are not the direct owner of that property. I have investors who did the same thing, and they not only purchased the property, but were able to obtain a special mortgage for this type of investing. I'm saying special mortgage because those are typically non-recourse mortgages, which require a larger down payment, and they have to apply to happen under some other guidelines. Okay, so it's very similar to your conventional mortgage, just a little bit different, with typically 35 to 40% down payment by their retirement account, and the rest is coming from a mortgage bank. There's one or two specialized mortgage banks. That's what they do day in, day out. That's a special program. It's a similar rate, maybe a little bit higher than you can get on the open market. So, maybe slightly higher. The biggest difference is a larger down payment than you would get on your own if you go and buy this house by yourself. And remember, it's a non-recourse loan. Non-recourse means the bank cannot go after you should you stop making the payment, get into default. That's what it means. Recourse, which most loans in the States are recourse, meaning if you default, the bank can go after you personally. Again, generalities, it's a little bit different from state to state, so we're not going to dive into that. That's way too complicated for this session, and way too complicated altogether, I would say. So just keeping it simple. So we talked about rental cash from your retirement account, rental with a mortgage from your retirement account. I had investors, they're participating as part of a group on a flip property. So that means we pulled 3-4 investors together. Some of them brought cash, some of them brought money from the retirement account, and we are buying this flip. We're doing this flip for using their retirement account. I even had a situation where I did a flip with a couple, and this couple, when they brought the funds in, they brought it from 4 different resources. They brought it from cash. They had money in an LLC, so they bought it from the LLC. They brought money from her retirement account and his retirement account. For me, it was one couple, right? Just this couple that we partner on the deal, but the money came from 4 different accounts. And when we distributed the profits, we distributed proportionally. So whatever was the percentage of each one of those 4 accounts, they got their investment back plus the profit proportionally. It wasn't equal amounts. Just to show you, they even partnered between multiple retirement accounts and entities on one deal, right? So for me, that didn't matter because it's one couple, but for them, they just pulled their resources together. So we had that. I had investor who provided us a private loan on a flip, and the money from the private loan came from a retirement account. So what I'm trying to tell you, there are multiple ways how to go about it. When you are self-directing, you decide how you wanna, it's your money, basically. You wanna decide, you wanna be the decider how to deploy, invest, what to do with those funds, and not let someone else, such as some custodian, some Charles Schwab, a Vanguard, or one of those bigger companies, Fidelity, to dictate and decide what to do with the money. I'm not saying it's wrong that they would do that. I'm just saying it's all about, who's controlling the money, who's controlling the decisions of your funds, right? Some people want to do it themselves. Some people want to send it over. Let some money manager take care of it. So if you are in a situation where you either tapped out to buy the next property, or you are altogether tapped out, or you're saying, you know what, I do have money available, you probably, in a retirement account, the first thing you want to do is probably look into and see if you can reposition it in a self-directed retirement account, okay? It's not always what you can do, because it really depends on your employer and what the situation is. And if you see that you can't reposition it, then you want to go and open an account with one of those custodians that will enable you to self-direct, okay? The challenges you're facing are this. It's a noise and hustle and trouble to open an account and to know where to open it and who to work with and how to do it. It's not impossible. It's just a little bit red tape and bureaucracy and just time consuming and annoying. So that's just one thing I want you to know. And once you do that, you just open it in another account, transfer the money over, and now it is ready to invest in real estate and maybe some other types of assets as well from your retirement account money. Okay, so the first thing you would need to do is decide, reposition the funds. Some of the names I've mentioned of the bigger companies, that the money managers of your retirement account, have a thing called self-manage. Self-manage. Every time I looked into it, the self-manage is very limited what you can do and how much you can use from your retirement account. So there's maybe a hybrid program out there of a self-manage without needing to reposition the funds into another custodian, a money supervisor, let's just call it, for the sake of simplicity, but they are limited. So they may enable you to do some work. From my experience, they won't let you, they're not set up to help you or enable you to invest in real estate. So you probably want to move to a self-directed. Now, if you are a little bit lost about this and you're not sure what to do, first of all, you can go out and search self-directed IRA, find people who, companies that are in the field, and they can probably help you. If you're not sure, you're still kind of a little bit, uncertain what to do, I have a colleague who has a business helping people to decide where to put and how to put, and he actually takes them through all those steps and show them, kind of helps them to go all the way to the point where they, not only that they have the money in a self-directed, but it's ready to be invested in real estate, okay, or something else. So those are the things I wanted to share. Remember, look into your self-directed position. If you're self-employed, it's probably just a little bit different name, such as a 401k. But even if you're self-employed, I do that. I'm self-employed. I have an account a little bit different that I'm using towards real estate. So by all means, it is possible. The most challenging situation is if all your funds are with the current employer, or your retirement account funds are with the current employer, and you cannot release or touch them until you switch to another employer. Typically, when you switch jobs to another employer, it's an opportunity to pull funds out. You don't have to pull all your funds out. You can say, you know what, I have $100,000 in my retirement account. I'll take 60,000, place them here, and 40 I'll keep, in my traditional retirement account. It's entirely, movable. But I just want you to be aware it's something you can do. I'm very surprised every time I talk to people about it. They don't even know you can do that, meaning invest from your retirement account money. Not to mention that they don't even realize not only that you can invest, you can actually use in some situations a special mortgage. Let's just put it as a special mortgage for that type of investment. The mortgage is not relevant for every type of investment, but for your traditional real estate rental, absolutely. I have a lot of investors who've done that over the years. I know the bank, they've been working with that, with mainly one bank for many, many years. That's what they do day in, day out. So that's what I wanted to cover about self-directed, IRA or retirement account, and how you can tap into it to invest in real estate. And I'm going to leave you with this. If you need help figuring it out, and you want me to recommend someone that you can talk to about it, let me know. Reach out to me. I'll make the introduction, and you can talk to that person. If you think you can do it on your own, just research that aspect and go online and see how to do so. If you wanna, once you're ready with the money with the self-directed and want to start buying real estate, of course, we are here to help you with that. Not only with the what to buy, where to buy, but also how to get mortgages and what else needs to be done regarding it. If we have questions, I'll take them now, of course. And while I'm waiting hopefully for questions to come up, I will just remind you that we have two events that I want you to be aware coming up. One is the webinar that we have on Tuesday. Coming Tuesday, which is June 12, 6 p.m. California time. It's going to be recorded. It's a class we're teaching. It's not here on Facebook or on YouTube. It's a different platform. You can register. I'm going to talk about how to get started, the basic fundamentals of real estate, and then how we move, not just how we get started, but how we move a little bit faster and even faster than that. It's about an hour long, depending on questions, 45 to an hour long. So that's one coming up on Tuesday. The second thing, in a week from today, which is Friday, a week from today, a regular session, Facebook live session, YouTube live session. Remember, we're doing it live here and recording on the podcast at the same time. So 3 channels as we speak. I'm going to be talking about buying properties at the auction, live auction, not online, live auction, with a clear purpose to flip them. Okay. Let me see if there are any questions. Okay. No questions are coming in. That's fine. No problem. You are most welcome to post questions after the fact when you watch the recording. I get feedback from people that are not able to attend the live but are watching the recording. So I appreciate that. Thank you for taking the time. We are here to help you with investing in real estate in the US, multiple markets, rentals, flips, other things as well. I would love to meet you and speak with you in a more intimate environment, one-on-one, Skype, phone, whatever works. Have a terrific rest of your day. Have a great, great weekend. See you next week in one or both of our sessions. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Thank you. Shabbat shalom for those of you who go out for the weekend. Bye-bye.